All right, and we're back. I'm only going to do probably just a 10-minute clearing today because then I have some other business I have to take care of. But I wanted to start by looking at this lying thing. Let's find the root of the lying. And the lying, in case you're here before seeing the energy exchange chart. Hi, I'm Kate. I do spiritual response technique. And today in our energy exchange, we found that the energy that we most needed to clear ourselves up was the energy of lying. And then in its place, we were calling in punctuality. And it made me immediately start like processing that word punctuality. It's always talked about as it relates to time. And I'm kind of curious what we're going to find out in our charts about punctuality and how it may actually relate to something else. So we're going to dive into it and take a look. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my chart 1. This is so hard because I think right now you'd actually all rather just see this cute little Chihuahua head. So we're going to look at the root. So what is the root of this lying? What is going on here? Well, that's interesting. I immediately went to my chart 3, which is sort of like a map of consciousness, the different levels of consciousness. So what's happening here on chart 3 at the root of this lying? Okay, so it is a being or a program. This is a being, it's a program. Okay, so so there's a programming. It's just programming of lying. So that's like really basic, really simple. So I'm just going to say, first of all, spirit, clear it. Clear the program of lying that we're all operating inside of. And so then I'm going to go, can you tell me a little bit more about this? Like, what about this lying? What about this program? I kind of want to understand that fully. Okay, so programs not on the charts. So what this is saying is like, girl, this is why I took you to chart 3. The chart just like tells you in the map of consciousness, in the level of consciousness and awareness, there's just some programs, and they're programs that are not even defined in the SRT charts, which is really fascinating. And that makes sense. The charts are only 36, whatever, 37 pages long. And so I'm sure, of course, certainly there is stuff going on for all of us. When you think about the infinite nature of consciousness and of awareness, yeah, absolutely. It can't all be captured on my charts. And so we're just going to say, spirit, clear it on all levels, in all directions, in all depths, this programming, wherever it is, if it's in our heart, our body programming, mind programming, emotional programming that comes from inheritances from way many generations back, whether it's programming that comes through our TV, through our music, through the things we're exposed to in our community, whether this is programming that has just been there so deep in the collective subconscious since the dawn of time, right? This could be programming that is so much deeper than any of us could ever even put into words or understand. And so that's what we're just asking to be cleared. It's like, we don't need it. It's old. Maybe at a certain point, a certain time, it served us, but right now it doesn't. So we're just asking that programming of lying to be cleared. So now I'm going to ask, is the program yes or no? A no is going to go this way. A yes is going to go this way. So we'll find her center again. And so then we're going to say, is the root cleared? Yes. So really just clearing this programming cleared the root of the lying. And that's beautiful. So now let's look at this punctuality thing. I'm so fascinated by this punctuality thing. I'm just like curious, right? Because this program of lying isn't about being on time to someplace, right? It's about more than that. And again, when I think about punctuality, this reminds me of last night, this integrity thing. Like, are you being in your integrity if you're not punctual? If you're not showing up on time as promised, you're not living in your integrity. So if it's the energy of lying, and we don't want to interpret this punctuality in completely a literal sense, but where in our lives have we been lying, as in we haven't been showing up as promised, right? Where in your life have you not been showing up as promised? So what's going on here? Can I get some sort of an information, anything specific as it comes to this not showing up on time as promised, as we say we're going to, not following through on commitments, not following through on our goals, not taking something from beginning to end, from A to Z, dropping off before it's finished, giving up before something is finished. That's what I'm seeing on this punctuality thing. And so self-punishment is what just came up. So part of the block to us being punctual, and again, let's not speak only in terms of time, but one of the blocks to our punctuality, to our integrity, to us showing up as promised, as defined, as intended, is self-punishment. I just think of so many people, myself included, and I don't know why, but attachment styles just popped into my mind. But it's like when you are being avoidant, when you are avoiding something, on some level, you are self-punishing. Because when you avoid something, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, either way, it can be really punishing. And in that, it can be a deficit in your life if you don't allow yourself to show up for something. If you punish yourself by not completing a goal, not completing a project, and maybe literally not being on time to work, not being on time for your promises and for the places you say you're going to be, that is going to absolutely hurt you. And you know this. And so why do you want to be hurt? Why do you want to disappoint yourself? Why do you want to disappoint others? What secret, hidden, buried reason might you have to not show up on time in the places that you are promising you're going to be? Why are you not showing up for yourself? What is the benefit there? Oh, well, the benefit is you get to punish yourself. And why do you want to punish yourself? And this is where we dive in deeper and deeper and deeper, right? So what is the root of this self-punishment? And this is the best way to gain self-awareness. You just keep asking what, why, how. You just ask those questions, and it's not from a place of judgment. It's just like, what's going on here? So we're going to go to the charts again, and we're going to say, what is the root of this self-punishment? Like, why? What is going on here that we're wanting to punish ourselves? What's going on? And we're actually going right back to the last chart we were on, only this time it's saying lack of forgiveness. Well, what are we not forgiving ourselves for? This is interesting. It's such a repeat of last night. So clearly there's something really deep going on here about us punishing ourselves, not forgiving ourselves. What are we not forgiving ourselves for here? What are we not, I got to open this one up, Beezy girl. What are we punishing ourselves for? We're punishing ourselves because we want control and power. Because on some level we get to maintain control. Because on some level, the only control we get to have over our own lives is in punishing ourselves and not forgiving ourselves. Because that is a way for us to control. If we stop punishing ourselves, if we forgive ourselves, we suddenly have given up a place of control. That's a lie. I mean, we know that's not true, because forgiving ourselves is also a way to have control. You know, forgiving ourselves is a way to have control, not punishing. Again, it's the same thing. We're just misguided. And so we're just asking for this programming of self-punishment, this programming of needing to be in control and thinking that the way to control is by holding a tight grip on how we punish ourselves, if we forgive ourselves or not. And honestly, if we show up on time for ourselves, show up in person for ourselves, show up in body, mind, and spirit for ourselves, showing up for ourselves and showing up for others. So we're releasing ourselves from whatever belief it is we have that says that we're in more control and we have more power when we act in that way. So spirit, clear it is what I'm saying right now. Okay, what else can we do here? What else can we do here? All right, so this is interesting. Chart 7 is a chart that doesn't come up very often, but it's the chart that just came up right now. It's called Direct Healing Processes and Colors. Interesting. So this is what actually just came up was a fungus, but this isn't a physical fungus. This is a spiritual fungus. And when we think about how a fungus might operate in the real, in the 3D, in this present reality, in a tangible way, you know, a fungus is something that can spread. It's similar to a virus, but it's different. It has a different makeup, a different biology. It is a living thing. And so there is some component of an infection. An infection, right? It's like, you know, when your space gets mold, it is really hard to get rid of that mold because it is burrowed. Its spores have burrowed deep into the pores of your wood, of your home, of your fabric. And it's really hard to eradicate it. And so once it's in, it's difficult. And so I think what this is saying to me right now is like this programming just infiltrated our system similar to the way that a fungus would. And I'm literally just saying, like, I am calling in the energetics of all antifungals, and we're applying that to us on a spiritual, mental, emotional level. So anything that has been kind of fungal, kind of infected, we're just releasing ourselves from that now. So what percent are we now open to our punctuality? 100%. What percent are we blocked to our punctuality? 0%. What percent have we cleared out the root? 100%. So this is quick. I'm just going to leave that for today because I do have to go. I actually have a client today, which is really exciting, but I'm going to say we're doing 100% of 100% of mop up. And what is the replacement energy that we are calling in because we already know we're calling in punctuality. Actually, punctuality just came in again. That is so funny. So today's replacement energy is this punctuality, our ability to show up for ourselves on time in the places we promised we would be. Again, whether this is physical, mental, emotional, spirit, we call punctuality in for all of us now, even for our little fur baby friend. Look at that face. Look at it. She's so stinking cute. Okay, everybody, do you notice how we matched today, that we had to match our black and our white? We did. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and we will see you next time on another episode of Clearing with Kate.